Hey, this is JP with Central Idaho Mountain Weather. It's May 2nd, 2025. This is looking at Jacqueline Peak yesterday up in the Pioneers. Still looking pretty snowy, although the approach up there was pretty dry and patchy. If you're still enjoying this broadcast, we ask you to do a one-time donation, or even better, sign up for that monthly sustaining membership. Today and tomorrow is looking mostly sunny. That storm that I was hopeful for at least getting some water out of it, has decreased quite a bit. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But it's going to be warm in the lower 70s today, and then a few degrees warmer on Saturday. That's about 10 to 15 degrees above normal. We have a ridge in place today, and then tomorrow some southwest flow begins to kick in warmer air, and the winds are going to pick up throughout the day on Saturday as a cold front approaches Sunday night with some isolated thunder showers, and the snow line is going to be fairly high, about 10,000 feet, before it drops down to 8,000 feet on Monday, and not too much amount wise with that. So that leaves us with just some light superficial overnight freezes. So if you're going to get out and corn ski, get out early. It will start firing pretty early, as it's not going to freeze that much over the next couple of days. But it is looking clear and sunny, so that's good. Upcoming storm on Saturday night into Sunday. Like I said, the QPFs, in other words, how much rain we're going to get, have significantly decreased since 2 days ago on our last broadcast. And the snow line looks like it's going to begin at 10,000 feet Saturday night. And as that cold front pushes through, it's going to drop down to 8,000 feet. Looking around at morning temperatures this morning, we are in the 30s in Haley, in the 20s in Stanley. Mountaintops are fairly warm. A little bit crazy numbers here. It's probably a little inverted, kind of. It seems like the valley should be a lot colder, but the mountaintops are holding at 38 on Titus Peak. If you look in other spots, Galena Summit's 27. And some other spots are holding below freezing as well. All right, looking at the satellite reel this morning, we have high pressure overhead, some nice clear skies, but you can see that approaching storm system, that cold front, that band of moisture coming our way. That will hit us Saturday night into Sunday. Looking at how much rain we're going to get out of that. This is on the early side of the storm. By the time it gets to us, looking at just a hundred of an inch of rain that eventually changes over the snow, but really not as much. I think we were looking at like maybe 3/4 of an inch. The Lost Rivers were looking at 1.5 inches the last time I looked at this a couple days ago, so the amounts have fell quite a bit. Looking at the 500 millibar chart here, you can just see this system that is coming through. This starts to play here. Then it's just not holding up with as much strength as it was looking like before. The closed low doesn't really form until later in the weekends, so that was supposed to kind of eject a bunch of different smaller shortwave troughs towards us. We also have, it's still kind of holding on to, it's not as separated as it was looking like previously, or this was totally separated from the parent trough above here. It's still pretty connected, so just not looking as beefy as it was before. Therefore, we kind of have two different things going on here, this upper level trough and then this closed low way down to the south of us. So there is moisture in the area. It's just not going to be hitting us as hard, just coming through as that cold front. And then you can see it kind of mutate and separate into a couple different lows. I don't really think that's going to do much for us. And then it looks like we're going to be back into high pressure for next week, at least for the time being. We do have the jet stream right above us to the north, so maybe something can come down, but looking pretty dry and not as much rain as as I was kind of hoping for, to keep the ground wet and yeah, keep those water levels coming in, because summer is slowly approaching, maybe fastly approaching.